we got our first look at the 5th entry in the iconic Scream saga. It has been over 10 years since we last saw a Scream film, but the first footage has us incredibly excited for the soft reboot / sequel. After watching the trailer many times since it was unveiled, we have a few theories on where it will go, who will die, and even a potential killer reveal. If you want to go into the film blind, definitely do not continue watching. This could contain multiple spoilers for the upcoming film, even if they are simply theories. With that disclaimer being said, let's jump right into our 5 theories about the new Scream film.
This isn't funny, Amber.
What do you like to play a game, Tara?
The opening scene of the trailer is likely the opening of the film, paying huge homage to the iconic opening of the first movie featuring Drew Barrymore. However, we know better than to assume it's just a copycat scene. The Scream franchise is known for its twists and turns, subverting our expectations and predictions. It is because of this that we think Tara, played by Jenny Ortega, does not die in the opening, but instead gets crippled. We see Ghostface pull her on the ground, and then later see him break her leg. We also see a separate shot of an unknown character sitting in a wheelchair. It seems likely the new Scream would break its own rules and have the first girl not be the first death. We were introduced to Judy in Scream 4, and she makes a brief but noticeable appearance in the Scream trailer, driving a police SUV while under intense distress. Why? Well, we aren't sure yet, but it doesn't seem to bode well. If you also reference the stills that Entertainment Weekly released earlier this week, one has Judy coming around the corner of her house midday. Some analyzing of this scene shows one important detail, an American flag out the window to the right of her. In the trailer, we see a quick shot of a bloodied knife being raised for the final stab and an American flag in the background. This could be our first death of one of the surviving alumni. Throughout the franchise, we have seen multiple people revealed to be Ghostface in order to give each other alibis and deter becoming a suspect. We think this new Scream will break that rule, and we will only have one killer who will be a huge surprise to the audience. The trailer has messaging throughout that hints at it being heavily inspired by the past with a fresh new twist. Having only one killer as opposed to 2 would be a nice refresh and basically guarantees an emotional connection.
I know who you are.
I've been through this. A lot.
The teaser poster released just days before the trailer tells us one very important thing. It's always someone you know. Combine that with the trailer hinting multiple times that the killer is tied to their past, even picking off people related to the original killers tells us someone survived and they're back. But who? None other than Stu, portrayed by Matthew Lillard in the original film. Look, I know he had a TV thrown onto his head, electrocuting him, but what if he survived, went through 25 years of therapy and healing, and came back with a vengeance? On top of the obvious foreshadowing of the past coming back to haunt them, we see Sydney return to Stu's house for what seems to be the climactic fight. It all just ties together so nicely for us to see Stu return.
It's happening. 3 attacks so far. Do you have a gun?
I'm Sydney Prescott, of course I have a gun.
Okay, hold your seats and hear me out on this one. Dewey doesn't survive. Look, we love him. He has been my consistent fave throughout the franchise, but with this movie being a soft reboot, at least one of the 3 main characters has to go. And we don't think it's Sydney or Gale, at least not yet. Dewey seems to be the cohesion that brings Gale and Sid back, and we see him facing off with Ghostface multiple times. But the big scene that tells me he's gone? Well, we see a point in the trailer where Gale is yelling, reaching out, and being pulled back by somebody. The only person she would react like this to is Dewey, and seeing her react like this tells me he bites the dust. What do you think about our Scream theories? Have some of your own? Let us know in the comments down below, and be sure to like and subscribe for more awesome videos like this one right here on We Got This Covered.